What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Maximus the Fourth. What I have here in my hand is a can of Billy beer from 1977, in which Billy Carter was the one who promoted this beer, in which Billy Carter was actually the younger brother of the president, Jimmy Carter, that we'd had as president at the time. And Billy Carter had promoted this beer, in which it was called Billy Beer, and it was pretty much his 15 minutes of fame. And to this very day, Billy Carter is best known for his 1 year run of Billy Beer when he had promoted this item. My goal today is to hopefully bring the history of Billy Carter and the beer to complete life in a very broad and light spectrum that's going to hopefully give you, as the viewers, a light to see this Billy beer and the story of Billy Carter in a way that you've never really been able to see before. Now, before I get into this, I must admit that I have caught major inspiration from the LA Beast. And Billy Carter was one of the greatest beer drinkers of all time, and his beer of choice just so happened to be Pabst Blue Ribbon, which I happen to have right here, which probably needs no introduction. And what I was hoping to be able to do at the end of this video is to be able to do an ingredients comparison of Pabst Blue Ribbon with Billy beer, but because there are no visual ingredients for Billy beer, I will just read you the ingredients of Pabst Blue Ribbon at the end of this video and where this beer was produced as Billy beer. Before I get into the history, let's take a look at this can and read it and get a nice look at this. This is a full sealed and unopened can. On the can it reads, "I had this beer brewed up just for me. I think it's the best I ever tasted, and I've tasted a lot. I think you'll like it too. Billy Carter." Well, Billy Carter, we are very quickly going to find out if you were being truthful about your beer and how wonderfully delicious it was, or if you were just lying so you could get more sales. With that said, let's get into the history of Billy Beer. Here we go. Billy Beer was a brand of beer first made in the United States in July of 1977 by the City Falls Brewing Company. It was promoted by Billy Carter, whose older brother Jimmy Carter was then the President of the United States. In October of 1978, Falls City announced that it was closing after less than 1 year of the promotion. So this was closing after just 1 year or less of the promotion. Billy Carter owned the service station across the railroad tracks from the main business district of Plains, Georgia. Billy was the most colorful character in the Carter family and often an embarrassment to the president. He played up his role as a small town redneck clown prince who loved to drink beer. The type of character you'd expect to see in a Smokey and the Bandit film. He made and lost a good deal of money during his 15 minutes of fame. While often portrayed as a buffoon by the press, his mother Lillian said he was the smartest of all her children, which was saying a lot because Jimmy Carter is pretty damn smart. Billy is probably best known for his Billy beer during the election campaign. Thousands of people were in Plains every day. Billy would bring in truckloads of his beer to his gas station and would sell every last casp. While he promoted it, he had no hand in its brewing and eventually admitted that it was so bad that you'd have to be an alcoholic in order to like it. His beer of choice was Pabst Blue Ribbon, and the gas station standing today is actually a replica of the original gas station, which was torn down years ago. It now serves as a private museum full of Billy memorabilia. When I stopped in there was nobody there to run the place, quoting somebody who wrote this article. So it seems to be a self-serve museum. There was a donation box, but no official entrance fee. Supposedly, it is owned by Billy's family and the Plains Better Hometown Association. Ultimately, Billy's is a sad story. Unable to deal with his fame, he turned to heavy drinking, got into trouble with the IRS, pleaded guilty to a fraud charge, and was even accused of trying to influence the United States government in weapons dealings with Libya after being granted a $220,000 loan from the Libyan government. Billy died at age 51 on September 25th of 1988, a victim of pancreas cancer just like his mother, father, and one sister. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the complete history of Billy Beer and a little bit of knowledge from Billy Carter's actual life. Let's go over the ingredients of Pabst Blue Ribbon. This does contain, it is brewed using a blend of malted barley and special corn syrup, which is not to be confused with high fructose corn syrup, hops, filtered water, and cultured yeast. Billy Beer, while it has no clear label or any picture of the ingredients anywhere online, what I can tell you is that Billy Beer was brewed and packaged by Pearl Brewing Company, San Antonio, Texas. Some people do find the story of Billy Carter to be quite hilarious because he was a complete embarrassment to his older brother, Jimmy Carter, as the president. And when you have a younger brother as a complete alcoholic and a buffoon, you could very easily look down at your little brother as probably what Jimmy Carter saw him as, some sort of a national disgrace. So there are some parts of the story that are funny, but at the end of the day, there's really nothing funny about this because Billy Carter was an alcoholic, a very heavy drinker, and he probably developed pancreatic cancer because of it. So the moral of the story is do not drink, and if you are going to drink, please drink responsibly. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the complete history of Billy Beer. I hope that this was a very entertaining, informative, and all around just help broaden the light spectrum to give you guys the story, the truth, in the complete legend of Billy Carter and his promotion of Billy Beer that was made in 1977 and then discontinued around 1978. Now, one last thing that I will leave you guys with is this. Because Billy Beer was only around for 1 year, but they had made so many cans, I think I read like 2 billion cans that they printed out. You would think that they're pretty valuable, but they're really not that rare because there were so many made. And these are definitely out there. If you're looking hard enough, you can find them. But the true value of a can of Billy Beer is really worth no more than 25 cents, especially if it's emptied. Okay, guys, that's it. Billy Beer, thank you for watching.